Hey guys, it is Mr. Siegel with your week 5 digital learning updates. I do have some important grade update information for you. That is exciting. So we've been waiting for a while here, see what's going to go on, and now we know. But before I get to that, a couple of important things. One, most importantly, today's Mother's Day. You should be appreciating and show your appreciation for the mothers in your life every day, but especially today. I don't know that I ever appreciated my mom as a kid as much as I do now that I am a father myself, and I know and realize just all that goes into being a mom. So take a minute to any mother in your life, whether it's your own mom or a stepmom or a grandma or an aunt or whoever, and let them know you appreciate them because they deserve it. Second update before I get into grading stuff is I wanted to say thank you to all of you who reached out during Teacher Appreciation Week. The emails, the letters, some gifts. I really, really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I think it was more meaningful this year than ever before just because I don't see you guys and I miss you, and it's really nice to hear from some of you and hear some kind words. So it means a lot to me. A genuine thank you to all you guys. Last thing before I get into the grading thing, only one little change this week, which is we're going back to the way it was before last week. Meaning civics, we will have our once a week meeting on Wednesday this week, not on Friday. So we'll go Wednesday, 1:30 for civics, Thursday, 1:30 for law and justice. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, I want to share my screen with you so I can show you what is going on here. Okay. Hopefully you're looking at my screen right now. I think you are. So this document is available on the Millbrook website, and you should have it sent out to you in many different ways. This has a lot of important information for 9th through 11th graders. Seniors, you already know what the deal is. You know what's going on. 9th through 11th graders, I want to highlight some of the stuff and talk about it. The first one, we kind of knew this, but there's not going to be any final exams for any classes. So the old format of 40% semester 1, 40% semester 2, 20% final exam is obviously out the window. The second thing here is there will be no grades posted for quarter 4. Now, before you get all upset about why have I been doing this work for digital learning, it's not for no reason. I'm going to come back to that in a little bit. But you will not get any grades posted in PowerSchool for quarter 4. The third thing there isn't really applied to you. That's a teacher thing. I want to skip down to here, right? So you're with me now. Basically what this is saying is that if you fail a class for the 3rd quarter, let me back up. Here's what they're doing. So they're splitting all of your classes into 2 classes. Semester 1 is over, you earned a grade. Whatever you earned that grade for semester 1 is going to go on your transcript and is going to affect your GPA. So if you had an A semester 1, that's going to go on your transcript for my class for civics and economics as a 0.5 credit. And whatever grade, letter grade you got there is going to factor into your GPA for your high school transcript. And that's for all of your classes. The 3rd quarter is going to act as its own class. So you're going to get 2 classes for civics on your transcript. Your semester 1 civics class, which is already decided. And now you're going to have a 2nd civics class that is going to be semester 2, or I think it's just going to show up as F1. And that's going to be from your grades up until the point that we left for the quarantine. So what that means is you have 2 choices. Choice 1 is if you are currently passing quarter 3, you can decide to just take your grade as a PC19, which just means you can see it down here, right? PC19. And if you choose to have that, it just means that you passed. C19 is COVID-19, right? So you're passing and you're going to get credit for the class, right? And in order to graduate, you have to pass civics. In order to pass civics, you have to have a passing grade for both parts, semester 1 and quarter 3, right? Really important that you pass both of those. If you're failing quarter 3 and you don't do anything about it, you're not going to get an F on your GPA, what the school is going to do is they're going to withdraw you from the class. So it won't hurt your GPA, but in order to graduate, you will have to take this class again. And again, that's the case for all of your required classes. So any core class, any graduation requirement class, if you're failing your third quarter, you need to talk to your teacher and get that grade straightened out. Because if you don't, they're going to withdraw you from the class, and then you will not get credit for it. Now, let's say you're doing well in quarter three. Let's say you have an A, right? You have the option to, rather than say, just give me the PC19, say, I would like my grade to count towards my GPA, right? So if you have an A, there is no reason in the world not to do this. An A is the best grade you can get. It can only help your GPA. So you should choose, yes, I would like this to count towards my GPA. Now, anything below an A is up to you. If you have a B and you feel like, well, this is a good grade for me, right? And you want that B to count towards your GPA, then you can choose to do that rather than just take it pass fail. So that's totally up to you. And same thing for C or D, whatever, it's your personal preference. But if you have an A, you should absolutely take it, right? There'd be no logical reason not to. It can't hurt your GPA to put an A in there. So here's the tricky part, right? This last bullet point, and this is where a lot of people are going to get in trouble, is that the default is that the school is going to automatically code you pass fail unless you fill out a form that will be coming out to you this week, where you get to say, hey, I want to take my class for a grade. I don't want to take it pass fail. And you're going to get that choice for each of your classes. So if you have an A in my class and you want to take that GPA, you can. But in your math class, you have a D and you're like, you know what, I don't want that D on my GPA, just give me the credit for the class. You can choose to do that. It's not all or nothing. So you can choose class by class how you want to handle that. The other nice thing with quarter three, and this is going back to that thing about why you've been doing this work at home, is they have told us that we have the ability for kids who have been doing the work during this at-home learning time to take their work and to use it to improve their quarter three grade. So if you are somebody who has been showing up every week, filling out the attendance forms, turning in your work on Classroom, I'm going to go back through once we're done with this thing, and I'm going to take those points and I'm going to bump that quarter three grade up, right? So you might have a B right now, but maybe if you've been keeping up with quarter four, maybe it goes up to an A, or a C goes up to a B, or whatever it might be. So if you have a question about your individual grade or individual circumstances, feel free to email me or any of your teachers. And I'm going to look at it and see where I think you're going to end up. So if you're not sure whether you want to take it pass fail or whether you want to take it for a grade and you're wondering, am I going to get raised up from my work? Just reach out to your teachers and they will help you with that. So that's the big stuff, right? So this is, really significant on many levels. One, we now know what's going on with grading. We know how you're going to earn credit. We know what quarter four is all about. And two, and I can't emphasize this enough, please look for that form that's going to come out. I'm sure it'll be available on the Millbrook website. I'm sure it'll be emailed out. It's probably in Miss King's weekly email, the thing saying where you have the chance to opt into taking your grade. Because if you don't, they're going to default to pass fail. And for those of you who have worked hard in the third quarter / fourth quarter and earned an A or earned a B or whatever it is that you're proud of, you deserve to have that GPA bump. So take it, take advantage of that, take that GPA bump, and don't just take the class pass fail. So those are the big grade updates, right? So this document, like I said, is publicly available and you should get a variety of things sent out to you here. Okay. I'm sure some of that's confusing. I don't know how well I spoke here. So if you have questions, please reach out to me. I will answer to the best of my ability, and if you don't want to reach out to me, reach out to your guidance counselor or admin or anybody will have good information on this, but I'll be happy to help and happy to answer any questions I can about it. You know how to find me. Email me is always best, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. In the meantime, go outside. It's beautiful out. Hug your mom if you have a mom in your life. Be good to them. Again, Mother's Day, as every day is one of those things, every day should be Mother's Day, but make sure today you go out of your way to show them some extra love. So, all right, guys, I will post our assignments tonight or tomorrow morning. And as always, you have questions, reach out. and miss you guys, and I will see you soon. Have a great week.